Hello, and welcome to my thoughts while standing in the queue. Today, I'm going to talk to you about women's fashion, and the big objection I have are high-heeled shoes. There's a woman named Sue Grafton that says if heels were so wonderful, men would be wearing them, but actually, they did wear them in the 16th and 17th century, but they don't wear them now. But women still do. Women still do. A woman named Valerie Richter was refused admission to the Cannes Festival because she was wearing high-heeled shoes. A group of angry feminists protested on print and in social media, insisting that no one had the right to force women to wear a torturous form of footwear designed to only make them attractive to men. And the truth is, that's what they do. That's what they do. Wearing high heels gives a lilt to your walk, a wiggle to the hips, and a lift to the bosom that turns on men faster than a light switch. There have actually been studies to prove that they make us feel more feminine, and men love what they do to our figures. So ladies, even if you don't like men, you like that. Everyone wants to feel attractive, and I, for one, love feeling feminine. It's hard to believe, but I do. I love feeling sexy, which isn't easy. But the truth is, high heels cripple the women who wear them. It's the truth. They turn every outing into an agonizing ordeal, twisting the spine and deforming the feet. They cause bunions, corns, stoop posture, and terrible moods. They're absolutely awful. Trudging around in them, especially the stilettos, is a recipe for blisters, swollen toes, throbbing heels, and a general sense of misery, not to mention long-term health issues like nerve damage and spinal injury. Yet, wearing high-heeled shoes is an accepted part of women's attire. It's true. 73% of women wear them, and 39% wear them every day, even in 2020. It's hard to believe. Indeed, we women ignore the torture as we cram our feet into their narrow, pointed vamps whenever we dress up. Detractors scorn us, and they say that kind of shoe is nothing but a decadent symbol of vanity and frivolity. But what the hell? They make our legs look really great. They make us look sexy. And I have to admit, I still wear 2-inch heels at 86 years of age when I go to any event. But the truth is, I wear sensible lace-ups en route, and then I change into those torture chambers when I arrive at the scene. The London pavement has finally defeated my sense of fashion, and I have succumbed to Oxfords on the tube or the bus. But believe me, I hate it. And as soon as I get to the place I'm going, I whip out my high-heeled shoes and I put them on. And they're not that high. When I was younger, I wore 3-inch heels, but now I wear 2. When I was 14 years old, my mother enrolled me in Helen McHenry's modeling class so I could learn to walk in 3-inch heels with a book on my head. My mother, who was 4'11", which is 1 inch taller than I am now, didn't bother with 3-inch heels. She and her little short sisters wore platform shoes that added 4 inches to their height, making them 5'3" if they stood tall. As Christopher Morley said, high heels were invented by a woman who had been kissed on the forehead. I guess that's true. I've always worn them whenever I go out for the evening. When I was younger, I wore them to every afternoon event as well that didn't involve digging in the garden or painting a house. I matched them to my outfits, and I even had them color dyed to go with my strapless formal wear. I danced in them. I walked miles and miles on pavement in them. I even wore them when I cooked, if I was hosting a party. Why on earth do we torture ourselves this way? You can't run in them. They kill your feet. And they give you those terrible bunions and corns. And the answer is that they make you feel beautiful. They finish the outfit. And men notice you. It's the truth. I need to amend that. They notice you, but they don't seem to notice me. It's been 72 years since I started wearing high-heeled shoes. My first husband proposed to me while we were sitting in a car. Well, we were doing a bit more than sitting. My second one while I was in jeans and tennis shoes coming home from a picnic. There was a cutie named Warren who told me he adored me when I had just come in from the rain, dripping wet, in wellies and a slicker. None of those men were fascinated when I wore my high heels. The only time I turned on a man was when I was wearing heels in New York. I was 31 years old, and I was carrying my laundry basket filled with dirty and very pungent clothes down to the laundry room in our building. I lived on the 14th floor. The elevator stopped at 8 and picked up a pimpled, greasy youth about 18 who pushed himself against my laundry basket and leered salaciously. I pushed him away and I said, "Oh, for God's sake, can't you do better than this? I'm old enough to be your mother." And he got out at floor 7. And I did the laundry. What other choice did I have? And thank you so much for joining me for my thoughts while standing in the queue.